Hey everyone, welcome to Heart Centered Tarot, part 3. As always, my name is Marina and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And I am joined this afternoon by the amazing Susan LYNN, psychic medium. Hello, Susan. Are you there? Hello?
Hello, let's see what's going on here. All right, here we go. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know who is saying, "Are you there?" But here we are.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was.
Oh, that was you. Okay.
That was me.
Yeah, I was just hearing a echo. Hey, everybody! I'm also streaming this to my channel, so you don't be confused. This is Marina, and she is hosting me tonight on her channel, Heart Centered Tarot. But I am also live streaming it on my channel. So thanks for joining us. How are y'all doing?
Yes, hello.
My volume is low. Oh, really? It's never low. Okay. I have such a loud voice. I'm surprised my volume is low. Thanks for joining me. I'm sorry I didn't give you guys much of a heads up, but I have been super busy.
Yeah.
Super busy. Thanks for having me on the channel, Marina.
You are more than welcome. I so enjoy reading with you. It's always, I was telling someone, you know what? The first time I think we got together, we chatted for over an hour, never pulled one card. We just chatted. And it was amazing. It was really amazing. So
I love those kinds of readings. You guys, I want to give time for people to show up, but I want to tell you guys, Marina and I were just talking backstage about the craziest thing regarding Russian soldiers that are now ghosts. And we're not going to talk about it right now. I'm going to give people time to get here, but you're going to want to hear this because we're going to read on it. Okay. Yeah. Because there's a lot of Russian soldiers that have not crossed over. They're just milling about, to be honest with you. And what are they doing? Whose team are they pulling for? You might be surprised. But we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? For those of you that have questions, I will start your questions. However, it depends on how things go, whether or not we actually get to them and whatnot. So if we don't get to your questions, it's nothing personal, but I'm just wanted to give you the heads up. So there is a lot of people that are coming in. This is fantastic. So thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining us and spending your part of your afternoon with us and whatnot. So yeah, let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Marina and I are happy to answer personal. We're probably going to mix it up. We'll do some political, we'll do some personal.
Yeah.
But you know what? I just did a question and answer. I do those questions that the spirit guides answer. And I just filmed one today. It'll be live tomorrow. But I really wanted to ask this question. Nobody asked it, but I wanted to ask it. And then I forgot. So I'm going to ask it here.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. Hey, thanks, Jamie, for doing that. Thanks, moderators, for putting everybody's. Yes. Please check out Marina's channel. Check out my channel. We appreciate you very much.
Yeah.
Alyssa, we're going to do a little bit of both. We're going to do a little bit of political and a little bit of private. But like Marina said, there's a lot of people. We're probably not going to get to everybody. We'll do our best. So my question is, and I haven't watched the news today because I've been super busy, but I did see that Biden went to a press conference with that indention of the CPAP. You can actually see this indention of the straps, the poor guy. So I guess he's been diagnosed with sleep apnea and he's been given a CPAP machine. And that's one thing. But then when he showed up and you could kind of just see the impression, you'd have to be looking for it. But once you look for it, you're like, yeah, it's there. Do you think that the Republicans, my guides feel like this is going to be a thing, that the Republicans are going to drag it out like they do everything. They're going to make everything a big deal. But I don't feel like this is a big deal. I don't feel like this is something that is in any way affecting his ability to be the president of the United States. This is kind of a common health condition, if you ask me.
It is. And not only that, But if sleep apnea left untreated makes you very tired because you're not sleeping properly. So to have the CPAP machine, that is just going to give him energy all over the place.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point.
So
do you, yeah. Okay. Indentations. They told everybody that he used that many years ago. Can I say nothing burger? You can say a nothing burger, Ivana. You sure can, dear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look. All right.
Oh, wow. Tippy Canoe said a lot of younger people use CPAP machines too. I think it's just how we are these days, right?
Exactly.
How we are.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't see him stepping down because of this. I don't see him giving this the time of day, but I do see the Republicans running with it like it's the best thing that they ever got.
Ever. Yeah. So yeah. We'll toss a few cards. I am going to use the visions in the liminal space because that's about as serious.
That's about as serious as you're going to take this? Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean,
I love that you said that he's actually going to have more energy. That makes me so happy. It actually makes me laugh because that's just what we need, is Biden like the Energizer Bunny, going around the country talking about the CHIP Act and talking about, all the things that he's passed and how the internet and infrastructure. And by all means, let's give the man more energy. I love it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I got, it takes a curse to break a curse.
Those cards are hilarious.
The washing of the hands. And love this one. Sparkle, bitch, sparkle.
That's it. That's Dark Brandon right there. He's going to be out there sparkling.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Ivana.
Right. Yeah. Annie C says Trump wears Depends. I mean, exactly. Right. I mean, okay. Our president has a CPAP to sleep. Your president can't, craps his britches. I mean, come on. Let's see which one of these is a problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a big deal. It's the same as if you let's say you have an oxygen, or you're on oxygen, prescribed oxygen, right?
Right.
You'll get those indentations.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything.
It's not a big deal. But Can you share with It's in the Music, Diana, what those cards are? Who makes the cards?
Okay. I'm not sure who makes them, but this is the back of them.
Okay.
And they are called Visions in the Liminal Space.
Visions in the liminal space. Okay, that's close.
And I had to I think that I ordered them on Etsy, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, you can Google that, Visions in the Liminal Space. You can Google that and come up with it.
Exactly. Yeah. And they're rather irreverent cards.
I guess. I gathered. Yeah, they're rather
irreverent. Just a little. Yeah. Okay. So did you go? What have you got?
No, I agree with you. I mean, it's a nothing burger. It's But they will, it's interesting when I go into the energy just now, they're going to go to their base and they're going to be trying to grift off of it, but all of their base uses CPAP. I mean, any man over the certain age and most women over a certain age, is likely to use one. So I don't think they're going to think this is a big deal. I don't think this is going to find the traction that they think it will.
Yeah, exactly. It's like anything else that the Republicans are doing. They're just getting more and more and more ridiculous.
Yes.
And, it's like they're showing their their true colors. They're identifying what they have always been.
Yeah.
Never mind what they said they were. This is what
Yes.
they truly are.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Tara Winter says, yeah, whoops. Where are we?
Something like two old men going at
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. That's exactly what they're doing. And yeah, not to worry. So, speaking of old men and speaking of Republicans, um, the Supreme Court made their announcement today, their decision about the affirmative action. And of course, in a majority ruling, they basically said that they struck down the affirmative action, saying race should not be a consideration at all because there is no racism in the USA. And they were able to collectively kind of say that with a straight face. The thing that I find really interesting is that Clarence Thomas got into Yale Law School thanks to affirmative action.
Yes.
So is this, it worked for me, and I'm glad that it worked for me, but you can't use it. Not for you.
What do they call that? The people that bring the drawbridge up, the people that bring the bridge up, like they get over to the safe side and then they pull the bridge up so nobody else can join them. Hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin Lewis is in the house.
Hey, Kevin.
I think that.
Hey, Sherry.
And didn't you say that Ketanji in her dissent
yes,
kind of came after Thomas a little bit, kind of like called him out on that? So there's like some cat fighting on the Supreme Court?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, she said that that the decision, which was written by Roberts, but Thomas went along with it, that the decision was basically a case of let them eat cake. And then she did sort of call out Thomas and said that our country has never been colorblind. So,
oh my God, are you kidding me?
Yeah, she kind
Our
of
Constitution. Jesus Christ.
Okay. I know. So anyway, I had read on this a little bit earlier, but I'd like to get your perspective on this. Do they really think that they made a wise decision here?
They think they do. I mean, when we keep asking them to see their truth or to see the reality, you're just wasting words. Like they really think that this is somehow going to give white people a boost against these supposed other people that are taking their place. But I really don't think it's going to give white people a boost. I hate to say this, but I don't think they're tone deaf. White kids aren't even wanting to go to college. MAGAs are saying you shouldn't go to college, that you should get a trade degree. So why is, what are they doing? It's like they're just shooting in the dark. They know the boogeyman is out there somewhere, so they're just going to shoot everywhere,
Yes, absolutely. And it, like I said to you earlier, I think that they think that this is going to go one way. It's not. This is a case of when this session is over, and I think it's over fairly quickly. It's not like they've got weeks and weeks to go. But I think some of them know that when the session closes, their jobs are going to end. So this is a last ditch. Well, we've already done away with Roe v. Wade. We've done this. Well, let's get rid of the affirmative action while we're at it. It's not going to help. This isn't, it's not going to be the rally cry that people think it is. So anyway, yeah, will this work? Or no, maybe the better question is, will we see some of the people on the Supreme Court leaving after this session? How's that?
That's a great question. I love that.
Yeah.
And we don't care how they leave.
No. No. You just need to go.
Gotta go. We don't care how you go.
Yeah.
And just to answer two questions, white people, they think white people need a boost because they think that other people other than white people are getting these positions in the university. Like, my son didn't get in because this brown kid or this black kid or this Asian kid got his space. My kid would have gotten in, but it was given away to this. That's why they think that white people need a boost. The second question is skills and trade. I come from a trade family. I don't come from a college family. Absolutely, we need trade schools. But the MAGAs are talking out of both sides of their mouth once again. They want to open up college and make it less competitive for white people, but at the same time, they don't even want to go to college. So it doesn't make any sense what they're doing, right? Yeah. And I think that's what Marina's saying. It's not going to work. This is not even going to work. And I love your idea that this is sort of, these Supreme Court justices know their time is up, and they're sort of doing a big middle finger to everybody and saying, we're going to pass as much terrible stuff as we can and then exit the building.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I'm sorry that happened to you. Have courage. I really am. But yeah.
See that when that stuff is happening in Maui, see, they've just made these people like monsters. Hillary called them deplorables. And I think they've been upgraded to monsters. They have no grace. They have no kindness. They have no generosity. They have no compassion. They're just me, 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 me. It's all about me, and everybody else better sit down and shut up. It's terrible.
Yep, exactly. Okay, let's see. Will they? Ooh. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I just love the messages that come through with the cards.
Something tells me I'm going to love this message too.
Okay. Yeah. I start off with burn the idols.
God, I love those cards.
Okay. No kings but us.
Wow.
And then get this. Acceptance is the answer.
And girlfriend, that is an empty chair. I'm just saying right there, that is an empty chair.
Yeah. So, I think that there's some of them are, I get the feeling that Thomas is going to say that, no, he has to leave because he has to take care of his wife. I think he's going to use her as an example. Roberts, I think, is going to leave because he's, for all intents and purposes, he is tired of the BS that is going on. He's tired of being called out for it. So I think that, he's going to come up with a reason why he has to go. And then Kavanaugh, I think we're going to get a little more information about Kavanaugh. And he's going to have to leave for his health. He's got issues. Yeah.
And we're good with that. We want him to take care of himself, and we want him to
absolutely
take the time off to get better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Live a nice, long life.
So tell me what you see, or I don't know if you do timing, because timing is really hard. So, but it's interesting. I always saw Thomas leaving. I did see Kavanaugh leaving. And now a lot of you guys see Roberts leaving. And now I'm starting to be on board with Roberts leaving. But what seems to be the consensus is that Roberts and Thomas are going to leave first. And then Kavanaugh leaves maybe a year later. Also, I think Coney Barrett could step down from a health issue. So that's 4 Supremes off the bench in 2 years, I think.
Yeah.
Jenny is going down. Yeah, we agree. Jenny is going down.
Oh yeah, very much so. And with Thomas and all his, free trips, because I know I get offered those free things all the time. I don't know about you, but it's like I'm flying everywhere.
We turn them down.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'll say no. Give it to someone who needs it. Yeah.
Right. Wait, Freda wants to know about Alito. Yeah, let's not let Alito out, because Alito has won a new place of terror in my heart. And the guides called him Sculito one time, and it turns out that the pages or the clerks, they call him Sculito because he's like a Scalia. He's like a mixture of Scalia and his own. So Alito, what do you see for Alito? Well, Gorsuch. Yeah, we got more people to get rid of. I think we got to get rid of 6 people.
Look at that. The passing of time. Yeah, his time has come. He's okay. He's leaving, but there may not be a reason that he's leaving.
Alito,
if you get my meaning. Okay. Yeah.
He's got to go spend more time with his family. That's the code word that they all use.
Yeah.
Alito's in big trouble. I think Alito allegedly and for entertainment purposes only could be in big trouble with Jan 6, with something around that. Maybe not Jan 6, but there's who are the Proud Boy kind of people.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vivian. That's very sweet. 1111 is very cool. So let's take this a step further. So now what about Gorsuch?
Gorsuch is playing he's playing both sides. Okay. Yeah. He's sitting back and it's like, okay, if I don't draw attention to myself, maybe they'll forget I'm here. So I'm just going to be kind of the middle of the road guy, not doing too much, not causing any stir or whatnot. But I think ultimately, there's something that was behind his nomination that didn't go exactly the way that he did. Yeah, the information that he provided wasn't exactly the information that was true to. So I think that is probably going to come out, and that could be his undoing. Oh, who was that? Karen had an excellent question, and I missed it. Have they cleaned out the Trump spies? Oh,
I don't think yet. Not yet.
No.
Not all of them.
Yeah, no. There's some that are really they're deep in and
embedded.
They know.
I got the word embedded.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean they don't know about them. I think Biden has the best intelligence of any president since maybe FDR. I think he has incredible intelligence. Well, I mean, he cracked the Ukraine. He told Ukraine, Russia's going to invade you. He often tells Ukraine what Russia's going to do next, and he says it publicly. So I think they know who the rotten ones are. They just need a way to get to them.
Yep, absolutely.
There was a question. I don't, there was a question in here about expanding the court. I don't know why Biden just doesn't want to expand the court. But if we get rid of 4 justices, and even if we bring on, if the Democrats are in charge, what they're going to do, right? They're not going to bring on left wing, they're going to bring on some quasi Republican Democrat hybrid thing, because that's how they do. So even if we do 4 new justices, it'll just kind of the point is to bring the court to the center. I don't see us expanding like this year or next year. Do you? Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I think that the reasoning for wanting the expansion is fairly sound, because there are 13 districts. There should be.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I think what's holding Biden back is that if he takes it to 13, and God forbid the Republicans get in again anytime in the near future, they're going to raise it to 15, and then it's pardon my language, but it's like a pissing contest, and he doesn't want to start one. So that's kind of what it feels like.
Well, that makes sense. But I got to say, the Democrats are always acting out of that abundance of caution. We don't want to do it because the Republicans will do it worse. Honey, they're doing it anyway.
Exactly.
They're not waiting for us to do it. They're doing it without us. So you don't need precedent. They've blown the whole idea of precedent out of the water. They just do whatever they want.
Exactly.
So I really do think the Democrats need to stop thinking like that, and they just need to just do it and then pass a law of term limits or whatever you need to do. It's just like the guides are showing me the filibuster. Nobody wants to get rid of the filibuster because they're in the minority. And what if we're in the majority, and then blah, 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 blah. Well, we need to go back to a talking filibuster where it actually has some teeth.
Exactly. Yeah. I think right now, the Democratic, the thinking that they have sort of wrapped around themselves is they're trying to be they're trying to be moral. They're trying to be operating with integrity and all that kind of stuff. Well, you know what? You're dealing with people who don't have that.
No.
So, it doesn't matter. It's like trying to argue with a drunk person.
Yeah.
You're going to lose. It can't be done.
You just need to stop arguing and lock them up.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And just if this is what you want to do, do it the same way that the Republicans do it. Just do it, and then sit back and go, okay, so what? We did
that. What are you going to do? What are you going to do about it, right? Yeah, I totally
know you are, but what am I? Yeah,
I totally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Okay, this is fascinating. I don't know if you guys are enjoying this conversation, but I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very very interesting. Okay, Tupelo Honey wants us to read on DeSantis. Have you read on DeSantis anytime?
Recently? Not very recently, but I was doing a little bit of what was I watching? I was watching something. And DeSantis came up, and the things that he's doing. And it feels like someone is going to call him out. Like I get the impression of him just kind of walking down the street like, I'm golden, everything is great. And, there's a voice from the back that comes out. Hey, the Satan, come here. Jenny wants to talk to you. It's like, because his hands are dirty when it comes to the election.
His hands are dirty.
Yeah. And so are his wife's. And it's funny because I remember a while back saying that, she's the one that is going to bring both of them down.
Yes, I agree.
Because she's the one that really wants to be the first lady.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. I don't see him being president, guys. I don't
No.
see that. I don't even see him actually running when we get into like fall of next year. He's nowhere around. I think what Marina is kind of hinting at is that well, he's gonna have some trouble. Let's just put it that way. Either the feds are gonna get him or Vinny's gonna get him, and I'm not sure which. Or and maybe Vinny's an alligator. I don't know, but somebody's gonna get him. I see him walking along like you were describing, thinking I'm king of the hill, and somebody trips him and he falls down and he's not able to regain his stature again. And don't forget, you guys, that he made the mouse mad. You know, don't forget, don't you think the mouse has got connections to people like Vinny and also people like Biden and you know, whoever needs to take him down. So I just don't see him lasting long. And you know what else I noticed recently about him, or I honestly never saw many pictures of him or watched his video before the last few months. I think he's and I mean a really bad one. I saw him a picture and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, holy moly, this man has a problem. He has a real problem.
Yeah. That's when he comes up with some of his best ideas, is after he's, you know.
Probably so. Yeah. Well, and his wife, I don't know. They're a real weird couple.
Oh, please. Yeah. She absolutely rules the roost in that relationship, and she tells him what to do, and he's too scared.
That's right.
So, yeah. What was I? Yeah, he's the one who, I think it was him, who signed into law about the construction workers and whatnot not being able to take water breaks.
That's Texas.
Oh, that's Texas. Okay, yeah. It has to be
Texas,
one or the other.
where we have literally been under an extreme heat warning for so many weeks that we are now officially on the map known as Hell's Front Porch.
Yeah.
And our governor said no, construction workers do not need water breaks. It's the same thing, guys. It's the same thing like in Missouri. Is it Missouri where they're passing all these laws that children can work, that like 8, 9, 10-year-old children can work like after school, 5 or 6 hours, like at a factory? I mean, have we? Is this real? Are we in reality land? Because I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That it's like one stupid idea leads to another. And,
that's
the old
true.
thing about, well, hey guys, watch this. And someone says, yeah, hold my beer. It's like there's a competition to see who
to the bottom.
Lower. Yeah.
And I guess they think that the bottom is where the MAGAs are, and that's what they want. But see, this is a disconnect. I don't think the average MAGA supporter wants kids to be working when they're 9, 10, 11. Isn't that kid taking a job that a 25-year-old could do or somebody could do? Is there really a job that's only suited for a 10-year-old? See, this is what I'm saying. Nothing they're doing makes any sense. They cannot run on this platform. We want jobs for Americans, not for immigrants or illegal immigrants. But yet you're saying the kid is going to be out there cutting the grass for the county or the hospital. I mean, what? It just doesn't make any sense.
No. And there's no way to reason with someone who is that illogical.
It's Sarah Huckabee. It's Sarah Huckabee who wants kids to work.
Oh, that is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
We used to have that.
We did
back in the day.
That's right.
Remember? Yeah.
That's right. In the Depression. In the Depression. I mean, my dad quit school and hauled bricks, you know what I mean? But that was a different scenario anyway. But yeah, kids were in the coal mines. There's famous photographers like Dorothea Lange who documented this.
Yep.
And we look at those pictures in the Library of Congress like, wow, how can America make their children work in a mine? Fast forward to 2023 and the Republicans are passing laws. I mean, the thing is that, yeah, meat packing plants is a kids in meat packing plants, really, which is very dangerous. I'm telling you guys, I don't know what the energy is astrologically, but Americans are going to start like waking up, like literally waking up, and they're going to be shell shocked at the state of our United States. They're going to be literally shell shocked. And then I believe they're going to get really mad. And then I think they're going to go to the polls. And that's why we're going to have a really nice majority in the Senate, in the House, and we're going to have our Democratic president. Because American, okay, give it 10% or 15% of the MAGAs want this, but the rest of the voters don't.
That's right. Yeah. There are some that, they won't publicly identify as being MAGA. And okay, even if they do, there's a difference between what I might say in public and what I might do when I get in that polling.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah, two different things. Oh, yeah,
because
I voted.
The social pressure, right? The social pressure would make you talk a big game, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And hold on, somebody said, could we please talk about the pandemic? Where are we now? That, and what do we need to know? Well, that, interesting question. And it depends on how you feel about the vaccinations. Because I think for myself, I've gotten the shots and the boosters and everything else. Actually, both my son and I came down with COVID just when it first came out. And it was actually within 3 days, I think, of me getting my flu shot. So I thought that, that's what it is. It's a reaction.
Oh, I can see how you would think that.
Yeah. And then it just did not go away. And we were sicker and sicker and sicker. And luckily, they had the drive-in clinics here testing. Where you could go in, in your vehicle, get tested. And both of us got the notice saying, you're positive for COVID. This is what you need to do. So once we got over it, I made sure that we were boosted and all that good stuff. Now, I did happen to get it again, but it was no comparison at all, right? That I felt, like I had a little touch of the flu, but nothing serious. 3-4 days later, I felt fantastic. So, firm believer in the vaccine. When you're outdoors, wear your mask. Just, wear your mask. And if not for other people, then do it for yourself, because you don't want to pick up anything somebody else is maybe spewing out or coughing or whatever. So, but I know there's lots of people that are anti-vax. And
I haven't seen a mask in years in Texas.
Yeah. We sadly, we did. We did kind of have a short period of time here in Calgary. I don't know about the rest of Canada, where when the mask was no longer mandated, like you had to have it, that, people were without their mask. But more and more, I'm seeing it coming back. Like, people are realizing that it doesn't hurt anybody. I can still breathe when I have it on. And particularly with the wildfires and whatnot that's going on, don't want to be breathing that.
Well, that's true. That's true. It is true. Somebody said they look at you like a lib if you wear a mask. And the problem, and it's sad, the problem is people are really trigger happy. And I don't even mean guns. I mean just rage. So if you wear a mask, that gives them an opportunity to get in your face, and then your personal safety is at risk. It's just a real crazy place. But I would say to you guys, that I feel like the guides told me that we're really moving. COVID is moving into sort of like the flu. It's the flu still kills people. It really does. I'm not saying that it's harmless, but I'm saying that it's going to move into that sort of category. So I really feel like we're and I agree. Right now, she says Hawaii travelers are returning from Vegas and Japan are returning with COVID. Well, New York had that big kind of blow up of COVID. And I remember asking the guides, what happened? Why New York? Well, they said New York is like Grand Central Station for the whole world, right? I mean,
exactly.
From every country and every community and culture
That's right.
Is all coming into New York. And that's why it tends to get hit with this so much more than, say, a suburb, right? Where people just don't travel that much.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's, how many travelers from overseas have to change planes in New York or Chicago?
Yeah.
Right. So absolutely. They're bringing it in from all over, and all it takes is one, and then that's it. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It is going to be much more like the flu. It kind of took everyone by surprise with how virulent it was, how fast it moved, how destructive it was. And so now it's just kind of morphed into a few other little things. And you know what? So it means you go get a shot. Didn't most people that are our age, didn't we need to make sure that we were up on all our shots before we could go to school? I know I had to do it for my son, show proof that he was vaccinated against this, that, and the other thing. So didn't kill anybody.
No.
Yeah.
No. The problem is long COVID, and the problem with long COVID is the doctors just don't know anything, and they're not really studying it. In my opinion, energetically, I don't feel like the doctors are really, if they would just share all of their data, just share it. This is the symptoms I'm seeing. This is the case. This is how I treated it. We could really kind of use crowdsourcing,
exactly,
to really address this. But as it is, you get long COVID, they think you're crazy, they send you home and you suffer. And it's really a disservice. Truly, it's a disservice. But that's why I did that video recently. That's why our guides we're being dropped in. We're getting downloads. And humans are going to start healing themselves more and more and more and more, because Western medicine is failing us. Our medicine is failing us. It's all about the money. It's not about curing anybody. And that's wrong.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Absolutely. Okay. Sorry. I've got great, huge, big black clouds moving in, and I could hear thunder. So if I lose you,
I'll do a song and dance until you come back.
Yeah.
And if you don't come back, then we'll just, call it. We've been on for about 44 minutes. So but I hope that let's send her some energy that the storms go around.
Yes, very good. Thank you very much. I would appreciate that, because they can do them. Go around. Go around. Yeah. We had day before yesterday that a storm came in kind of out of the blue. It rained heavy for about 10 minutes. And then it went away and the sun came up and it was shining, and it was like, okay, what just happened?
Wow.
Yeah. So the other thing that I thought we might take a look at is I think it was this afternoon, Scott Peterson, the resource officer,
Yeah.
who was, at Marjorie Stoneham Douglas High School, was acquitted on all 11 counts.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah. He was the
Wait.
resource
Oh, he was the resource officer during oh
during
god,
the shooting. He
they're
stayed up.
covering their butts. What I hear is they're covering their butts.
Yeah.
Because if he goes down, he's bringing a whole bunch of them with him. I don't
Yeah.
think it's over for him. Do you guys know what we're talking about? Stoneman, there was a shooting there. It was a high school. And you're saying the resource officer who I guess they thought maybe he should have done more. Maybe he had the ability to do more. And he was not found guilty on any charges whatsoever.
Yeah, he was acquitted, absolutely acquitted of all 11 charges. So I presume that means, one for each of the kids that died. Yeah. So, holy Hannah,
sometimes it's hard,
Yeah, it is. The thing that really kind of got to me was when I heard that, they came down with a decision, and I thought, wait a minute, I didn't see anything about, their that the trial was going on.
Yeah,
Nothing
you're right.
It was quiet,
Quiet,
like nothing, and then boom,
there's the decision. I don't. But Rebecca saying he ran away from the scene.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done. I don't think somebody is not done with him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you get a sense for that, but there seems to be maybe a next higher up agency. Somebody's not done with him.
Yeah. I part of what I watched when the verdict was being read, and they went to the people in the courtroom, and there was one guy there, and I think he was the father of one of the students.
Can you imagine?
And he was just shaking his head no, and I thought, oh man, yeah, no, this is not over. This is the criminal part. They may push that aside, but now here come the civil lawsuits, and
and that's what the guide said today in this video that I'm going to be posting tomorrow, which is some of these people are not going to go to jail, and that's a travesty. It really is a travesty, and it's an affront to me. It's an affront to justice, but they will annihilate them in civil court. They will take every penny. They'll take their clothes. I mean, they'll sick the IRS on them. So there's this sense that if we can't get justice through the criminal courts, we're going to come after you with everything we can. And this is Biden. I know that Biden can't tell the DOJ what to do. But if you don't think that they're talking, you're wrong. And Biden is like, we're not going to let these people off. We're going to have to hurt them where it counts, and that might be their wallet. So if you see people get off like this guy, I can guarantee you some justice is coming for them. It just might have to hit them in a different way.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about it. Just know that the universe is handling it, and And so, Leah wants to know, will Ivana's grave be exhumed?
I think it will. I do. Yes. I've always thought that it will. Maybe I'm crazy, but something is in that grave. I'm telling y'all. I feel like we should go over there with a metal detector and be like,
exactly.
I really think something's in there.
That was, and same thing. I mean, I have said that right from the beginning, like, come on now.
Me too.
The woman was cremated.
Yeah.
But then you had to bury her in a coffin that it took 8 men to carry.
Big men. And they put her on the golf course. They put her on the golf course because.
Okay, sorry. That was thunder that hit really, really, really close.
Oh, I can hear it. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a snap. That was okay.
Wow.
It could be something heart pumping a little bit. Okay, folks.
Yeah, get your energy pumping up a little bit.
Yeah.
We're trying to push it around.
Yes.
I do want to say before before something happens, I know we're not answering personal questions. We got off on the political thing. I would say to you, I'm going to be live with Kevin tomorrow on my channel, and we're going to be doing personal questions. So if we don't get your personal question, please join us tomorrow night with Kevin, the healing medium, and we'll be happy to try to answer your questions tomorrow night. Just to let you know. No, I don't think Ivana was happy being buried on a golf course. She's visited me before. She's pissed off.
That is not where she wanted to be. That is not the funeral that she wanted. Yeah, no, she is not happy with this. I think that Ivanka knew what her mom's plans were, and she tried to talk Dad out of it, but no, he was at the last minute. Yeah, he's still going to make that final dollar, or so he thinks he is, but no way. And hi, Kevin Lewis. I kind of went beforehand, but yeah. And she was very, very quickly cremated.
Yeah, she really was.
Excuse me. And I think my impression was from one of the readings that she may not have been physically pushed, but there was something that was in her tea or her coffee that just kind of made her a little woozy, just enough to miss a step and and so on. Yeah, that's entertainment purposes only. Oh,
entertainment purposes only. Yeah, Brumley, I think it's foul play. Don't you think it's foul play? Yep, we think it's foul play.
Absolutely.
And honestly, come on, Trump isn't going to spend or expend any energy, and he certainly isn't going to spend any money. And if this wasn't an important thing, he'd have been like, yeah, she died, and her daughter would have been trying to bury her somewhere. He put her on the golf course because it's private property. You can't really exhume somebody from private property. It takes a whole different process to dig that grave up. Plus, it's some kind of tax. Now it's a tax write-off because it's a cemetery. It was all stuff that he wanted to do, and he had a reason to do it.
Yep. Yeah, because you know what? He wanted to get the money back that he had to pay her in the divorce, one way or another.
Oh my God, it's true. That is the way he thinks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a tax write-off. Yeah.
Yeah. And okay. What did I just see somebody say? Can't they do like x-rays? What?
It's private property. It's private property. They're going to need a search warrant to do that. And at that point, they might as well just dig it up. There seems to be nobody really knows. According to Trump's family, nobody really knows if she was cremated. They don't even know that. There's no one has provided any proof. We don't know if she was cremated. We don't know if that's her body in there. We don't know. Supposedly, somebody at the funeral saw her. Supposedly, this is all hearsay. Somebody at the funeral saw her in the casket, like she had an open casket. But the family's not talking, so we don't know what's in that thing.
Yeah,
could be gold bars and top secret documents.
I think that what he's got in there are things that documents that he thinks are going to get him out from under all this.
That's really
true. He's just waiting for the moment so that he can say, aha, I have this, and if you don't let me go, I'm going to release this and whatnot. And Jack Smith is going to say, oh, that document? Yeah, we have that too. What do you want?
In triplicate. We have it in triplicate. Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's what Giuliani's doing. People want to know about Giuliani. He's over there flipping like a gymnastics person at the Olympics. But they don't care. See, it's the same energy. That's why I thought about it. Jack is like, all right, what else you got? He doesn't care. It's like, it's not going to get him off. And
No.
I think that Giuliani might actually do jail time. I think out of all of them, out of Flynn, out of all of these
Yeah.
people, I think Giuliani might be the one to do jail time.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you? You don't have to
Yeah.
agree with me because I could be all kind of wrong.
No,
I could be all
because
kind of wrong.
yeah, the things that he has done and the extent that he went to and the evidence that they have against him, you can't just, a slap on the wrist just isn't going to do it. Not in light of everything else that's been going on. Not in light of January 6th, not in light of, 2016, 2020. It's all there. So, yeah, I think that in his case, yeah, he's going to have to do a little bit of time. Now, it may be in one of those club fed kind of things, but yeah, I think he's going to do a little time. And it wouldn't surprise me in the least um, to hear that. Yeah, he's still going to be loyal to Trump, even though he'll turn on him. He'll find a way to talk his way through it. And well, I told him everything, buddy, but I didn't tell him about the hooker and
Yes.
yeah.
Hey, what do you see with Flynn? General Flynn, wait, there's two Flynn brothers. One is
That's
still
right.
a freaking general, which makes my blood pressure go up, so I can't talk about it. But the Flynn that is no longer in service, but is a complete and total traitor. He's going around the country where he's got this book where he teaches you how to kill people and get away with it. It actually says that. He has a PowerPoint, and that's one of his slides. But anyway, what do you think? Do you think he's going to go to prison? Do you think he's going to be unalive? Do you think he's going to run away? Do you think he's going to get off?
I don't think that he is going to end up in jail. What it feels like is that the military gets involved and takes his pension. They revoke his pension.
That's exactly what I got today. I didn't see him going to jail, but I see him being again destroyed. Your pension is gone, your money is gone, you've got nothing. Now, at that point, and they're not going to let Russia, I just asked, they're not going to let Russia pay his bills either. He's going to be sanctioned, so he can go live in Russia. I mean, that's fine. Go for it. And goodbye. Good riddance. Yeah, that's exactly what I got to.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
I know that makes people mad that he doesn't go to jail, but we can only tell you what we get, and maybe we're wrong. Before we go, do you want to just briefly read in the very beginning? If you guys came in probably a little bit late, we were talking about all the Russian soldiers who are ghosts, who have not crossed over. And they're Russian. To me, they look like zombies. They give me the chills. They look like zombies because they're bloody or they're missing parts, and they're ghosts. They're just walking around Ukraine. And my question was, who are they fighting for? Why haven't they crossed over? And why are they walking around? And if they are getting involved in the conflict, which side are they involved on? Do you pick up any of that?
Yeah, I think that they are souls that feel like they departed before their time was really up. It was somebody else's decision, and so they're kind of in that middle ground, like almost realizing, knowing that you're dead, but not willing to accept it.
That's a ghost. So that's the definition of a ghost right there.
Yeah. So yeah, they're angry. They're angry that they didn't get to fulfill the things that they wanted to do. So yeah, I think that they are I think that they're going to be working on the side of the Ukrainians. I think they're going to be kind of steering things in that direction and kind of helping with things like, misfires and equipment failure and that kind of stuff. And then once all that's over, I think there's going to be some very heavy emotional work that is going to need to be done in that part of the world to say thank you for your service and let them go.
Yep. 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 That's exactly what I got. Is I when I saw all that, I thought, oh, I wonder whose side they're for, because you would just assume, right? And part of this energy, you guys, is that we should stop assuming. we should ask the question.
Yeah.
We should investigate. We should be inquisitive. So we leaned into it, and I got the same thing. They want to stop the war. They want to stop their buddies from going into that meat grinder. They want to stop the killing. They want peace. And the way they feel that they can get it is, like Marina said, jamming. The Russians are going to start having equipment failure, jamming. And I do think that you're going to see Europe believes in this stuff more than the United States. They believe in all of this. They believe in psychics and tarot and mediums. They believe in all this. So I think you're going to hear a lot of tales in the next 5-10 years of people in the trenches seeing dead soldiers.
Yes.
I really do. I think you're going to actually hear about it. But I think that's interesting that these soldiers, and I think you bring such a good point that there's going to need a lot of healing to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. They didn't even they were going when they were put on the buses or trains or whatever,
Some of them didn't know. That's true.
Yeah. So it's like a total betrayal of, and these young men, they grew up with Putin in power the whole time, right? This was the guy who was, who they looked up to. Yeah. And then to get that kind of betrayal.
That's true.
That's true.
And they know, they know that their family doesn't know what's really happening.
Yeah.
And Kevin says he gets that they're trying to neutralize. What do you mean, Kevin, when you say neutralize? They're trying to neutralize the war, neutralize it, make it more. Yeah, Rose Blue is saying, are they around the nuclear plant to protect it? In my opinion, aliens are going to protect the nuclear plant. Aliens are not going to let us blow our planet up. We can burn our own house down, but we cannot blow the planet up. That is not acceptable.
Yeah.
And this has been proven back in the 50s. That's when aliens showed up, is when we started playing around with the nuclear bombs. That's when the aliens showed up, Yes, on the side of Ukraine. Okay, good. I'm glad you agree with us, Kevin.
Yeah,
I can't drive through parts of the United States that have had those big Civil War battlefields, or even like a big Indian massacre. I can't do it. Like I can't handle the energy, and I can only imagine what Ukraine is like, right? Because that's even bigger, even more people. I think.
Absolutely.
And it's certainly more fresh. It's newer.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? It just kind of proves the point that, those who do not understand and study history are doomed to repeat it. That's why that phrase is so important. So when I hear things about, parts of the US and whatnot, well, we're going to take this out of education and we're not going to talk about this and we're not going to talk about that. It's not pleasant to talk about the Holocaust.
That's right.
But if you don't talk about it,
or slavery,
slavery,
trying to make all of this something you can't say in the United States.
Yeah, exactly. And if you sweep it under the rug, you know what? It's going to happen again and again and again, just like as we go through our own personal growth and we have our little, dark nights of the soul and all that kind of stuff. countries and nations go through the same thing collectively, where they have to look at the ugly, confront it, see it for what it is, deal with it so that it doesn't keep coming back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd rather learn the lesson once the first time than, to keep repeating it over and over and over again. And so
Leah says, what does the earth herself say about the blood on her soil from this war? And, she's crying. I want to cry. That's the energy I'm feeling is grief, is sadness, that she sees us as her children and we're killing each other. It's not normal. It's not right. It's not, and somebody asked earlier about exit point, and what Marina said is true. These people are dying before they're supposed to be dying. This is not, and when that happens, this also happened during the pandemic, in my opinion. A lot of people were dying that weren't supposed to be dying. And when that happens, I feel like the energy is out of balance. You know what I mean? It's really out of balance. And, that's kind of what's happening with this war. People are dying when they're not supposed to be dying.
Yeah, exactly. And yes, not only is Gaia very sad at what's going on, but there are parts of her that are angry. It's like, the parent has to punish the child, not because they enjoy it, but because sometimes that's the only way that the lesson is learned is, I take away your PlayStation or take away your phone or whatever. It is no coincidence that all these weather patterns, that all these things that are happening now. And they're happening all over the world, not just in isolated places.
Yeah.
So why is that? We have to ask why is that? And it's Mama ain't happy.
Mama's not happy.
No.
I feel like she's going to shepherd us into smaller, not communities, but smaller geographical areas. And that way swaths of the planet is going to heal because it's not going to be inhabitable. It's either going to be flooded or whatever, but it'll heal. She's going to heal. We're not going to kill her. She's bigger than us. She's going to push us out of the way so she can heal. I'm worried about her, but I'm not as worried about her. I feel like she's going to take care of herself. We're going to have to learn how to deal with that. We're going to have to learn how to make the best do with that, whatever that means, Yeah.
It's just a self-preservation. Yeah. She will look after herself. And if it comes at our expense, oh, well, can always start again, right?
Yeah.
Can always start again with another group. You can't recreate another Earth.
Another planet. Yeah. And I don't see it coming all the way to that. I did a video where I channeled Ra, the sun god, and I saw us living in bubbles. And honestly, it was a good life. It wasn't bad at all. It was actually really surprisingly peaceful and kind of utopia-like. And what that did was that gave us, first of all, it contained humans. So we can't get out there and be running amok. Yeah. And then it allowed Mother Earth and all the flora and the fauna to heal. Yeah. And that's a win-win situation to me. I mean, well, it's not really, because I'm a nature person. So I would rather be Grizzly Adams living out there by myself, taking my chances, than in the bubble. But the bubble was really a beautiful existence. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes
that's like a restart, Allie. It's like a restart.
Exactly. Yeah.
Earth will survive. We'll all survive. It looks ugly, but it's messy. Freedom is messy. We get to experience all this, right? Those dictatorships don't get to experience, this freedom, this messiness. They don't get to do this. We get to see that person is crazy. They want kids to work. Yeah. Do we want that? No, we don't want that. Okay, we're going to work to change that. It's messy.
Yeah, exactly.
Pod life, Kevin. Kevin's like pod life. Hashtag pod life. Kevin's ready to go in the pod, y'all.
Yeah.
And Katie's like, I don't want to live in the bubble. I don't want to live in the pod. I know people, listen, it doesn't look like a bubble. I wish I could describe it to you. It looks
Yeah.
like a city. You can't tell you're in a bubble.
Yeah.
There's these buildings that are all connected together, and they look like walk-ups in New York, or they have
Yeah.
the stoop, and then they're kind of like narrow, and so everybody has a stoop. There's trees, there's streams, there's rivers, there's birds. I don't know if they're pumping like lithium into that bubble, but everybody's happy. So that's good. It's really not bad. It's really, really not bad.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's in some sci-fi movie, but I don't watch that stuff. But this is the picture. It really gives me hope. It doesn't make me feel bad at all.
Yes.
Mainly because everybody's so happy. And you travel in the air. There's no roads. It's all, the down part is all like walkable. So to get anywhere, you would travel in these little spaceship pod things. And I don't think it's all that. Is that the Truman Show? I'll have to watch these things. I've never watched any of this. I've never watched The Matrix. The guides are like, you should watch The Matrix.
Yeah, and the Dome series, yeah, that was really interesting. Yeah, the Dome series, and yeah,
I know, Tippy Canoe, I know, but I got to tell you, if this is what Mother Earth needs, and if this is the truths that we can come to, because otherwise, what it looks like is humans really being at risk of all of these natural disasters, of the earthquakes, of the wind and the tornadoes and the hurricanes and the floods and the sinkholes and just and probably natural disasters we don't even know yet. Like we learn new things like Snowmageddon. We have new names for these things now. So there's even new weather patterns that I understand that we don't even know. We're not even aware of them yet. And humans just really can't live in that. We really can't.
We weren't designed for that. We
really weren't. Sorry, crafty lady. I'm sorry, everybody's. I don't know why everybody feels this is so bad. I swear it's not bad. It's good. It's beautiful. Humans live. Humans survive. It's not bad at all. It really isn't bad at all, in my opinion.
Would you rather live in something that, for lack of a better word, you can say is a bubble, but you're not aware of the fact that it's a bubble?
You're not aware. No,
you're not aware that there's limits to those things. Or would you rather say, no, my freedom is more important than that, and I just leave me alone, I'm going to do my own thing, and you go out in the elements and the elements kill you? I don't know. I'd rather take my chance inside what may or may not be a bubble. So,
right. Crafty lady might be having another problem that's not related to the bubble. I'm sorry, dear. I'm sorry.
Ouch.
We're sending you love and light. I don't know what the problem is, honey, but we're going to send you love and light. Yeah. And I think I saw T-Barb say, get a second and third opinion. And that whoever said that is good advice. Yeah, we're sending you lots of love, dear. I hope you can feel it. We're going to send you lots and lots of love.
Absolutely. Okay.
No, I don't think the deep state has created earthquakes and tsunamis. Do you?
No.
It doesn't make them money. All you got to do is think about what makes them money. I mean, that's the litmus test. If it makes the money, they created it. War, that makes the money. Check. Things that interrupt people buying products, that's bad for them. They don't like it. And Tyler, underground, I did see underground. In the desert, right? I see people going underground, much like Montreal or you cities up in the north have your underground malls or whatever. I mean, you guys absolutely go underground in the winter.
Yep. There's not only underground, but they're, we call them +15s. And that's usually on the second or third floor downtown between office buildings. They will put in, and it's glass enclosed walkways, so that once you're in your office, which is generally has an underground parking lot. You can go up to your office and you can travel a good portion, if not all of downtown, without ever stepping foot outside.
Wow. See, that's what we're talking about. You
Yeah.
guys are already doing it. And I swear they do this in Montreal. They have like a whole
Yes.
underground that you
Yep.
can get to different parts of the city. And there's stores in there. So people that live in harsher climates are already doing that. And now what's going to happen is you're going to see that in Phoenix. You're going to see that in cities where, you know, it's 120 degrees and maybe 130 degrees. You're going to see those same types of things be built.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I know, yeah, in Montreal, there, and I remember this kind of stands out. And I think it might have happened in one of the chats, and that was quite a long time ago, when someone from Montreal commented that she had to go out and buy a winter jacket because she was traveling outside of Montreal, and yeah, she's in a building that takes her down to the metro. She gets on the metro, she goes to work, she does everything underground. So she didn't have a winter jacket that she needed because she was traveling outside the city.
They created an ecosystem. You know, that it's the same thing we're talking about, guys. It's not that foreign from those types of things. And as we get more into this climate change, we're going to be doing more of that. The thing is that there's now the problem is, you know, if Florida and Houston and New Orleans, if they're underwater, right? There's no, I mean, I guess you could build everything up on stilts and make it Venice, you know, but there's no, so those people may have to move inland. Yeah. Dubai is building that really cool city. It's like a line. It's called the line. Actually, it's just a long line.
Yeah. And it works, and they have ski slopes and whatnot in Dubai, inside.
Yeah.
It's
right,
incredible.
because you can't live outside.
No, that's just it. So listen, before we close down, I don't know if most of you heard on the news, and this is kind of a serious, but not overly serious. There was a tourist from UK who carved his name and his fiance's name in Rome in one of the bricks of the Colosseum. And yeah, they have, this happened a couple days ago. They have since identified him. And the headline was, hey, this time it wasn't a couple from the US. It was
exactly. It wasn't a Texan. Thank God it wasn't a Texan.
Yes. Yeah. So what is it about people that gives them the impression that it's a good idea to carve their initials into something that is that old?
Well, you said it earlier. People don't watch the history. They're not even, they don't have any concept. They have no concept.
Yeah. Mind-boggling.
And somebody said they filmed it and they spread it around themselves.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, that's a very intelligent thing to do. Yeah, film yourself doing something against the law or something stupid and putting it on social media going, hey, y'all, it's me.
Yeah. Look what we did. So didn't you say they were from the UK?
From the UK, yeah, from London.
Britain. Apparently. Boy, those people will. They're merciless.
Yeah.
They're merciless. They have that quick wit, that cutting wit.
Yeah. And you know,
that's true, Sal Rods. Are you sure there weren't Americans doing a semester in UK? It's true. You got to admit.
Yeah. And no, they were not juveniles. This was apparently an engaged couple, or they certainly didn't look like juveniles. They certainly looked like people who should know better.
Wow.
And you kind of have to go, some people's kids, like, some people raise good kids.
Look,
And
the
other
UK
people
had Boris Johnson. We know there's
enough
a
said.
subset of UK citizens that don't got any sense, just like there's a subset of Americans that don't got any sense. They had their own
Absolutely.
Trump. So we know that there's this same kind of energy there because they voted him in. So I think that might have been what happened.
Yep, absolutely.
Adult juveniles, yeah. They're juveniles, whether their age is 50 or 20 or 30. Yeah,
exactly. It's like I can't see past my nose and my own wants and desires, and no one is going to stop me. So
or maybe they were super wealthy and they just thought they're untouchable. Maybe they thought they were of a certain class that my dad will get us out of this, or my mom or my dad or something. I don't know.
It could be. I had to shake my head because I thought,
you
come
can't.
on now. Come on. And especially in Europe, and especially being someone from Europe who would do that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I could almost understand a Canadian, an American.
Well, you're very sweet to include the Canadians, but we both know a Canadian would never do that. I've been to Canada. Y'all drive the speed limit. You follow the rules. You're nice of you to throw yourselves under the bus, but it wouldn't be you guys. I thought you were going to say a Texan, an Alabaman, a Missourian, a Mississippi, Florida, one of
any of them who don't understand that there is the history. Like there isn't a history that neither one of us can rely on in our own countries to say, oh my gosh, that's been standing there for 3,000 years.
That's true.
We're lucky if we did 300 years. Right?
That's true. That's
true. Yeah. Anyway, what can you do?
God.
All righty. It's 1 hour, 21 minutes, and I'm going to start the fade.
Well, you've done a few other lives already.
Yes.
Today.
Yes. Yeah.
I did 2 lives one time in one day, and I thought I'm never going to do that again. And this is your third.
My third.
So you're made of something else.
Hey, I try. And it's the wonderful energy from the good folks that are out there that I can just kind of, I don't know, pick up on it or whatever. Is Canada Day coming soon? Yes, Diana, it is. As a matter of fact, it's on Saturday.
Woo-hoo!
So yeah, you've got the 4th of July. We've got the 1st of July.
Yay.
So,
a lot of people were asking me about Canada in my questions today. 2 questions. Do you see you guys getting a female prime minister? And number 1, and number 2, do you see the Liberal or whatever party still staying in power?
I don't think that we're going to have a female prime minister.
I didn't feel it either.
In the very near future. We've had one in the past, but it's just too white male-ish a club for there to be a female in charge. That's number 1. Number 2, the Liberals are going to stay in power, even though they are not liked, even though they are not well respected. There's a lot of people that don't have a good opinion of Justin Trudeau.
I know.
So, whether you think that's fortunate or unfortunate, it depends. But I think that what the Conservatives have been able to do is much like the Republicans, is they have kind of set themselves being able to where they think that they're just a little better than everybody else. And as Canadians, we don't like that. We like everyone to be even. Don't you get high and mighty on me. So yeah. And there's talk of Danielle Smith from Alberta, where I'm at, um, possibly bringing Justin Trudeau down. Depends on who you talk to and what time of day it is, because Alberta has a reputation for being a protest province.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have. If you look back at history, we're the ones that will start a movement, a political movement that says, no, we're not tolerating that anymore, and we're
Wow.
not voting liberal, and we're not voting conservative, and we're going to start a new party.
Wow.
And Preston Manning, I think, was one of them. Anyway, so there's this protest party that develops, and it begins to gain traction, and it does really well in Alberta, and then it starts to go through some of the other provinces, and it gets to Ottawa, and they go. It's like, once we get to Ottawa, we've arrived. Okay, we're ready to join. Who are we going to join with?
And there's no openings. The doors closed. The power is centralized and it's blocked. So do you like Trudeau? I mean, is this a bad thing for me to ask you?
I personally, I do like Trudeau. And I know a lot of people have said, well, he cost us a lot of money and so on and so forth. I think what he did during COVID, was he stepped in very quickly and said, right, okay, we've got to keep the economy going. And the way to do that is to put money in the hands of people. So he came up with this CERB, COVID something effective relief. Anyway, so anyone who was affected by COVID or was laid off due to COVID or whatnot, you were actually getting close to, little over $2,000 a month, which was a lot more than what you would get on unemployment insurance. Well, there came a time when it was like, oh, okay, well, this is costing a lot of money. Yes, it is. And for the people that were against Trudeau at that time and against the fact that, he's plunged us into a deficit, my question is, and did you return that CERB check that you received? If the answer is no, then that ends the discussion. You can't have it both ways, right?
Yeah.
He was able to keep the economy afloat and whatnot. Personally, I admired his father a great deal. And that's kind of an awful thing to say in the province of Alberta, because people here see Pierre Trudeau as the Antichrist. Because during the oil boom and whatnot, he came in with the national energy policy, because oil prices were going up by quite a lot. So bringing in this national energy policy kind of put it limited the amount of oil expenses and so on. Unfortunately, what happened shortly after he did that was the bottom on the oil industry kind of fell out. So now here we've got this energy policy that you kind of have to live with, because it was made law, and it really didn't serve Alberta. I mean, Alberta really went through through a rough time. Now, if the oil prices had continued to rise the way that they were before, we would be singing his praises, and his picture would be in every home as this is the guy who saved Alberta.
Right.
Because it went the other way, he's now the the bad guy and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, he actually wrote a book when he first got into Parliament, and it was actually required reading for the new MPs and whatnot coming in. So, there's a lot of good things, but it depends on what part of your country you're from.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I don't make it a point to kind of go out there and especially
You don't
especially in Calgary, going, hey.
you don't have any stickers on your car is what you're trying to say.
No.
That's
nothing.
us in Texas. We don't put stickers on our car anymore. We are incognito.
Yes, exactly. Oh, Christine, I'm going to have to go back and check.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that would fantastic.
That is fantastic. Well, I just wanted to ask because several people were asking me, and I'm like, I'm not the Canadian person, but I saw the same thing. I didn't see a female. I did see a liberal or quasi or whatever you want to call that continuing. So that's good.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And it's, some people are happy with it. Some people are not. That's part of democracy.
That's part of democracy.
Yeah. Is that not everyone's going to be happy? And you know what? We can discuss our differences like the adults that we are or should be. And, there are points where we can agree to disagree, but that doesn't mean we need to go out there and start thinking that we need to kill each other because that's not the answer.
Because we disagree, because we simply disagree.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, lawyer, you just showed up, but we are getting ready to close it down. We've been on for an hour and a half, so we're exhausted. But you know what? Join me tomorrow night on my channel. Kevin, the Healing Medium, is going to be on, and I hope you guys can join us. And what are you up to, Marina? Are you doing a show this weekend?
I am. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'm going to be hosting Colleen, the
Full Crone.
Full Crone.
Oh, she's great.
Yeah, she's going to be on. You
guys will have a fun time.
I hope so.
Oh yeah,
I hope so.
Have a good
and
time.
Then the weekend should be, kind of quiet. I hope that it's going to be quiet. We'll see. We'll see what's
happening. I think politics is something's bubbling under the surface.
Yeah. Some things, absolutely. And for those of you that are from Susan Lynn's channel, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for joining us and whatnot. I hope that you'll come over and give me a like, share, subscribe, and whatnot. And
I hope you do too.
Yeah, we'll share the good energy.
Yeah.
So
if
we
you've enjoyed this,
again, my friend,
definitely subscribe to Marina's channel because this is what she does.
Just what I do.
This is what she does. So you'll enjoy her videos. And and if you're new and you haven't met me before, come over to my channel and check me out.
Exactly. Do the YouTube thing, the like, share, subscribe, and So perfect. Excellent. Well, my friend, I hope that we're going to have a chance to do this again because, it's always a good time. Oh, good information, good laughs, nice energy. So
it really is. It's a great conversation. And it's just like hanging out with people that all have the same interest, which is nice, right? In this day and age. I really appreciate all the chatters and the moderators, and I appreciate the invitation.
Perfect. Well, you'll be getting one soon. Again.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, everyone. Take care. Be good. And I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, everybody.